So this is sort of a video response to Krista over at Krista Chronicles. She did hey, I'm gonna move the stock. She recently did a video that was like decks that are the vibe. I think is what it is. I'll link her video below. But it got me thinking about something that I've been like working on for the last 2 weeks, which is associating tarot decks. Currently, I'm just on tarot. I need to find oracle decks to pair that also fit the vibe, but of fictional characters that I'm kind of obsessed with right now. And by kind of obsessed with, I mean I have a crush on their actor, and so therefore they are not only like characters I'm obsessed with, but they're also like becoming comfort characters in like a really weird way. So with that out of the way, though, we will talk about the one deck that is definitely cheating and the other deck that's kind of cheating. So we're gonna start with the deck that is definitely cheating. There are currently three characters that are characters from the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that I don't have decks that works for yet. They are Bucky, Frank Castle, and Moon Knight. So for them, it's gonna be the Marvel Tarot. I'm not even gonna open this because I've talked about this enough on my channel. I say as I open it, but I've talked about this enough on my channel, so I'm not gonna talk about it again. But yeah, it's cheating. And then in the kind of cheating, but kind of not. So I have. This is not okay. So this is cheating because there are literally cards from the movie in question in this deck. But so this is the Tarot del Toro. This is my Crimson Peak deck currently. If you have seen Crimson Peak and you can think of a more Crimson Peak deck, please let me know, because I probably just need it anyway. Like, I am a gothic horror girly. Not even just like gothic horror, just like gothic in general. Like, there's this book series, I'm gonna get on a tangent, I'm so sorry. There's a book series called Belladonna. I can't think of the author's name, but like the vibes are immaculate. But anyway, I forgot that I already had like filmed a Virgin's video and then decided to redo it. So like literally the Crimson Peak cards are sitting on the top still. But yeah, no. So this is my Allen deck currently. I was tempted to also include it as my Beckett deck because the Sun card in this deck is literally, there's a couple of Jaegers in here, but it doesn't feel sci-fi enough, this deck. And I've looked at other, this is going to become a common theme. The sci-fi decks that I've seen do not fit the vibes of what I'm looking for in a sci-fi deck, and there are two different kinds of vibes I'm looking for, and I can't find it. Because I've done some looking. But I can't. There's not one that fits like mech genre of anime, right? And like kaiju, right? Like because those are the primary vibes of Pacific Rim. But then also on the other hand, Star Wars and Dune are also like, I can't find sci-fi decks that fit those vibes, and it bugs me. There is an unofficial, there was an unofficial Star Wars deck, specifically for the sequel trilogy. However, it's out of print. The one listing I've seen is like $300, or about. It may have only been two, but like, okay. So those are the two decks that are like, I associate some characters, but they also kind of feel like cheating. And we will, so we're gonna talk about this deck that just came in today, because I thought this was gonna be one character, and it turns out, now that I have it in hand, it's actually another character. So originally I thought this was gonna be Jack, from Mojave. I don't know why, I just did. And it's not. This is actually, now I think gonna be my, Inside Louis Davis deck. And I was not expecting that. But yeah. Originally thought this was my Mojave deck, and I don't know why I thought that. Actually, no, I do. It's because like Jack has like a weird philosophy vibes going on, and I thought that maybe this would be that. But now that I have it in my hand, it actually feels way more like artsy and creative in a way that I was not expecting it to. So yeah, so this is now my Lewin deck, and I'm okay with that. I genuinely am. Again, this just came in like today, so it's still very new in my collection, but like, sorry, I'm readjusting. I have a spreadsheet, because of course I do, for this. Okay, so this deck is probably as close as I'm going to get to the character vibe that I want for this. Which is kind of a problem because it's not actually close at all. So the next character is Blue from Sucker Punch. Don't. This is where I comp to having read too much fanfic, and so I think he's Baby Boy when he's actually like a literally terrible person, and like I have no explanation for myself other than I've read too much fanfic and he's played Oscar Isaac. That is the only way. But so this is the so I specifically want like the brothel vibes from that movie. But again, this isn't it, but it's the closest that I'm probably gonna find. So this is the Sexual Magic Tarot, and it's a little too romance novel fantasy for oh my gosh, the lighting in this right now is so bad. I don't know why, but yeah, it's not the vibe, but it's probably as close as I'm gonna get to the vibe. So it's currently my blue deck, but you know. It's not there. It's not quite there. So, oh, I guess we skipped one. Not like this really should be. I have a spreadsheet, so we like skipped around a little bit, but I should say that there is one Marvel character that I do actually have an associated like tarot deck with, and that is Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. And this is the Urban Tarot. Because it literally is like a gritty deck set in New York. So of course it was going to be my Daredevil deck. I would like more modern decks that are like this kind of gritty and a little less fluffy. Like I have like Cesar Vito and like Modern Witch and oh gosh, what's the other one that I have? The Cozy Witch. And I like them. I do. They're like, but in terms of like characters, like in trying to associate decks to characters, I've noticed that is something that I am sincerely missing on, especially because I want a deck that feels like Triple Frontier, and I don't think it's going to happen unless I like make that deck, and even then I don't know what the vibes are. I just know that they're not. Also, because I also don't want to lean too heavily into like US military propaganda, and I feel like a Triple Frontier deck that doesn't at least acknowledge the military would be weird, but I also don't want to be the one that creates that deck. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to live with that deck not existing. I also am super excited because all of these decks, it'll be interesting to see once okay, so I don't think I've ever talked about this on this channel. I am slowly being the keyword here, making an Oracle deck. I'm hoping to be done with it by next year. But I also thought that I was going to be done with it this year. And that's not happening because it's me and I have been trying really hard to like focus on it, but like it's not happening. I made some progress a couple months ago. I was very excited about it, and the momentum has just not been there. So hopefully next year. But it'll be interesting to see because all of the cards in that are based off a lot of these characters. It'll be interesting to see which one of these decks I think actually pairs. It's also interesting to see if I do like if that's one of those decks where I pull a card and then pick decks based on what card I pulled. I can see myself doing that. But it'll also be interesting to see like what of these decks end up pairing with that tarot, with that oracle. Anyway, it's called Oracle of Story. And maybe excuse me, maybe I'll do like a progress week at some point. But I'm not holding myself to that because that is the quickest way for me to make less progress. So I know that there are Arthurian legend decks. I know there are. But the two that I keep seeing, the artwork just doesn't speak to me. They also just like really look, they look to a like vintage storybooks in a way that feels a little bit washed out. At least from like what I've seen online, right? Clearly people love those decks, and they're not my vibe. This is my Arthurian Legends deck, specifically because I am kind of obsessed with the 2007 movie. But sorry, the 2017 movie. Why did I say 2007? I meant 2017. King Arthur Legend of the Sword. Anyway, yeah. This is the White Newman, by the way. I should have said that. But yeah, no, this is my Arthurian deck in a way that I can't fully explain. It just is. But yeah, so that is the White Newman. Okay. So this next deck is very much the vibes. The vibes are the same in a way that I can't truly explain, and I especially can't explain without spoiling the movie. The movie's called The Ledge. And there's something about the Lover's Path tarot that feels thematically the same. And I'm not going to be able to explain further on that without like talking in detail about the ending of that movie. But this is my trimmed copy. I edged it in this distressed color. But yeah, this deck is my Gavin deck. And it just, yeah, it makes so much sense in my brain. In a way that I just can't fully explain to other people. But yeah, this is, yeah. Anyway, it makes me happy to think about, really, truly. Even though that movie, like, took my heart and, like, shattered a million pieces in a way that I'm still kind of recovering from. That movie hit a little too close to home in the sense that, I used to be friends with people that I'm pretty sure would easily justify the husband's actions in that movie. And that's a terrifying thought to have. Also, I have friends that if they watch that movie, they would go on about how Gavin's actions in the movie are so okay. I grew up evangelical, and I used to have friends who every film they would try to figure out a way to make it about Jesus. And I could tell you exactly, like, beat for beat, how they would use that movie to be about, like, it's about Jesus. Which is really funny because the main character would absolutely hate that kind of shit. And, like, it's just, like, really funny to me that, like, I could write my friend's, like, entire argument for Jesus in that movie, and it makes me, I hate that I, like, was around it so long that I could just, like, do it. You know, like, I'm trying to deconstruct. But also, like, the main character would hate it so much, and that is the only thing that gives me any, like, semblance of hope, is the fact that he would hate it. But anyway, not the point. Sorry, weird tangent off. So, the other deck that is here is my Tristan from Stardust deck, and that is Tarot of the Divine. Tarot of the Divine is that storybook vibe, right? Like, these are the backs in case you haven't seen them. But yeah, no, this is my Stardust deck. And I cannot really further, the only thing that's missing here is a pirate ship. I'm not gonna lie. Although I think there's technically a ship in, like, the 10 of cups, because, like, that's, like, Little Mermaid, kind of, or, like, a variation of Little Mermaid. So there is a boat in that, but, like, there isn't a pirate ship, if I remember correctly, in the same way that I want there to be a pirate ship. But yeah, this is my Stardust deck. It makes me very happy. And yeah, I think so. That's, like, currently it. There's a couple other characters that I would love to find decks for, like Lynn. But my problem with finding a deck for Lynn is finding a deck that feels like it is set in India without feeling culturally appropriate. And I've yet to see a deck that feels like that, or at least one that I've seen, like, in just trying to, like, cursory looks. I've already talked about Star Wars and Dune. I would love to, and Beckett as well. I'd love to be able to find, like, a deck for him. So there's so I did put down, and I marked as red because I don't actually own this deck. I feel like Nathan from Ex Machina would be the Millennial Tarot, but I don't have the Millennial Tarot, and I know they're possibly doing a second run finally, like, later this year, is at least what the website says. So maybe once I get that in, that might be my Nathan deck. I don't know. It also may not be. It may just be that, like, the vibes that exist in my head make sense. But yeah, I think that's it for, like, I mean, obviously I would like to buy a Jack deck. I thought this was gonna be a Jack deck. Turns out it's not. But hey, you know, I also just, like, was wanting this deck for a while anyway, so no biggie there. But yeah, the decks that I want is like a deck that feels Troll Frontier in a way that I can't explain to literally anyone, because it's just a vibe that I will know once I have it. But, you know, also I would like to be able to find decks that fit my Marvel boys that isn't just the Marvel Tarot. But, you know, if that's close as I get, that's fine too, I guess. But yeah, so this was just a little video slash kind of VR. Again, I will link Krista's video down below. You should definitely check her out. If you're following me and not following Krista, I question your life choices. Because I feel like she just makes like my sort of like rambly content, but like better. I think that's because we're both like neurodivergent, but you know, she's great. I adore her. And yeah, maybe someday I'll do a VR. Maybe someday I'll do another version of this that's Oracle. Once I figure that out, because I've not actually sat down and like thought about what Oracle decks might be those characters. But I should definitely start doing that. But not today. I have other plans for today that are hopefully writing some of the guidebook for my own Oracle, or just writing in general. I'm also working on like a novel project, so I will just take writing, whatever my writing will give me today. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!